Ladies and gentlemen, the American Jerry and Bulldog Nation, welcome to the Bulldog Show. As always, we're sponsored by Deters Law and Parks Yoga. And check us out on all of our platforms. Top story, Trump and all the haters. You know, it is truly amazing what this guy has been through with the lying haters. I mean, for 7 years, the lies, the Russian collusion and all this, all a bunch of bogus crap that this guy's put up with. And they never stop. Adam Schiff, Pelosi, Hillary Clinton, all of them. It just never, ever ends. Meanwhile, they're the shysters. They're the political gangsters. This guy is not a political gangster. You may not like him. You might see him as arrogant, conceited, narcissistic, bombastic, all those things. Things that I get accused of, all those things. But he is not a political gangster. He's not. He's trying to save our country. And it just blows my mind day after day after day. He is subject to the lying haters. All right, Maxine Waters, here's a political gangster. Daughter being paid campaign $190 some odd thousand from her campaign. Now remember, this is donations. It's like money laundering. And who does it best? The political gangsters. They know how to money launder through a campaign. Biden, the warmonger. He once said that if we put in tanks, it'll be World War III. Now he's putting in tanks. You know what? Tulsi Gabbard nailed the Democratic war machine. She pointed out they are warmongering people. And what I believe the reason why is because of the war establishment. That defense industrial complex, military industrial complex that Eisenhower warned us about. There's a difference between a strong defense and having good generals and having a great prepared military and falling prey to the military industrial complex. There is a big difference. Remember those $700 hammers? Right. Nikki Haley's going to run for president. I can't stand this woman. I once liked her. She left the Trump ship lickety-split. She has no chance. But what happens is, just remember what all these people do when they run for president. Look at all the Republicans who ran for president that Trump vanquished. What happens? Well, they all increased their visibility, their speaking fees, their books, their appearances. It's almost a marketing game to run for president of the United States. $100,000, those that make that amount are still in incredible pain. By the way, folks, I've lived my life, for the most part. Back 2018 and 2019, I had some blockbuster paydays. Blockbuster paydays. Paydays I never could dream about. But I want you to know that other than that, I'm somebody who's basically lived on $200,000 to $300,000 a year for the last 20 years. Not bad pay, is it? No, it's not. It's not crazy pay. I'm sharing that with you. That's basically what my pay was. But you know what? Raising a family with 6 children and doing all that it's amazing how even I kind of live paycheck to paycheck. So just think about making those of you that only make $50,000, think about pain caused by $100,000. It's what cracks me up when they want to tax all of those people that make over $100,000 or $200,000. It isn't all peaches and cream at all. But certainly it's not for people 100,000 are struggling. Just think about all the people that make 50,000. It's sad. The Circle, sex trafficking ring. This guy, he was in Dances with Wolves. One of the stars apparently was the leader. Another sex trafficking ring. I tell you right now, there is a sick, satanic pall across this country and the world with sex trafficking young women. It is diabolical. I got a theory that rich people and these men just get bored with their money and their lives, so they got to do stuff that they think is different and fun and adrenaline rush, and they get into this sick stuff. But it's sick stuff. But another sex trafficking circle busted. COVID emergency. Joe Biden wants to declare it over in May. Congress says no, it should be over now. Now, the reason why this is the big debate is because of all if it's over now, the government support drops for so many. Folks, COVID is over. It's over. Gotaways. I love this phrase, gotaways. These are people that got away at the border that didn't get processed through our system and it doesn't do anything to them anyway. There's like 600,000 gotaways, they think. And Mayorkas doesn't know where the hell they are. Now, I got to ask you a question. What are the likelihood of the gotaways including the worst that have come into this country? Scary stuff. Coming up next, local news. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day. Ladies and gentlemen, American Jury and Bulldog Nation, our top story is the media. And what I want to stress to you is I have written what I believe is a very insightful, factual editorial relative to the local, regional, and national media and my own personal experiences. And it is being emailed out to all of our email groups and the press, the media. We'll see what happens. We'll also be posting it on all our platforms. And the bottom line is this, folks. The bottom line is this. It's all woke. Local, state, regional, national. It's all woke. They've chosen that team, and we're it. We're it right here. Bulldog Media is it in the Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky, and Kentucky region. No one else in the state, no one else in the region is doing what we are doing. We give you the conservative opinion and viewpoints. We do it with humor and spunk and passion. We report the local news, which you're about ready to get, and we throw in our own 2 cents worth. We don't report it woke-like. We give you the world news and everything else we do. So thank you for supporting us. Now let's get to law and crime. A woman searching through her boyfriend's phone found more than 80 illicit child pornography videos. And again, I always comment about this. You see these pictures of these folks, and it amazes me that, yep, that looks like somebody that would have the 80 pictures. I mean, I hate to, don't judge a book by the cover, but it's amazing how these people that commit these crimes look like the person that would commit such a crime. The woman suspected her Kenton County man was cheating on her. Yeah, cheating on her with child porn. The girlfriend turned in Franklin Hendricks, who has pleaded guilty to the charges. Cincinnati police officer Daryl Tyrus. I know this guy. Daryl, give me a call. Fired from the force for menacing acts. He tracked and stalked an ex-girlfriend while on duty, eventually resulting in a protection order. Love does crazy things. The former officer placed an Apple AirTag in the woman's car and constantly monitored whereabouts. Daryl, you shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have. That's not the Daryl that I know. Local news. The body of 76-year-old Edward Allen Wisher was found in Lebanon this week. Wisher suffered from dementia and had been missing since December 19th. Police discovered Wisher's car in a field and the missing man's body inside. Joe Nuxall Miracle League Fields campus in Fairfield's adding 30,000 square foot indoor facility. Officials tend to break ground in 2023 on the $7 million Hope Center depending on donations. By the way, this is really amazing how it's taken off. I was there when they did the first dedication of the field. I was at WLW at the time, and boy, they sure have made this something else. A local group is pushing back on recently announced Brent Spence Bridge Project. The DeVue Good Foundation is asking for the project not to move forward without environmental studies. Some group concerns include negative impacts on low-income communities and increases in air pollution. Kentucky State News. Kentucky's 1 month into an executive order allowing very specific legal use of medicinal marijuana, but you have to buy out of state. However, there's still a lot of confusion. No kidding. And there's scammers out there taking advantage of people. Kentucky requires no such card or documentation for medical marijuana patients. They're selling fake ID cards. In Ohio State news, Ohio Governor Mike DeWine spoke about issues in budget in his State of the State address yesterday. He touched on a focused budget to improve early child development education. The fifth-year governor also touted Ohio's economic development with Intel, Honda, and Smuckers, while they put all the restaurants and other people out of business. In sports, UC released their football schedule yesterday for their inaugural season in the Big 12. New conference games will include a home game against Oklahoma September 23rd. Big-time football. And the Reds also released their upcoming schedule on Tuesday with opening day on March 30th versus Pittsburgh at home. Coming up next, World News with Spindley.
Hello Bulldog Nation, today's world news. Authorities in Western Australia has found a radioactive capsule which went missing last month. A huge search was triggered when the object was lost while being transported along a 870-mile route across the state. Pope Francis has celebrated one of his biggest masses in the Congo's capital of Kinshasa. Over 1 million people gathered for the mass. Thousands of schools across England and Wales are expected to be closed today as teachers walk out over pay. PayPal is cutting around 2,000 jobs, or 7% of its workers, as it becomes the largest big tech firm to cut costs. Chelsea's football club paid £107 million for Benfica's Argentinian midfielder Enzo Fernandez, which beats the British transfer record which was held by Manchester City for Jack Grealish, which was £100 million. Until tomorrow, have a fantastic day. Take care.